What?
Internal control memos.
What? I never seen those.
Uh-huh.
Never seen them.
Yeah. You're both on the list.
I think you sent that out the last day of the year, didn't you?
How you run it as far as what you're projecting? We just ordered 2,000 ton, which is roughly.
When are they coming?
Huh?
When are
We
they
got
coming?
$300,000.
They're not
aside, and
coming.
that's 100.
It's that first time, so they want to step forward from there.
So what you bought
First
from
advance.
When's that lady having a baby?
last year, spending the rest of the winter, we may be coming back to you.
She'll be on maternity leave for March and April, and the first week she's back, she's having.
Right.
Poor thing.
We'd like to go into the winter with the salt double. Right. We might have to come back.
One time.
Like I said, talk to you later in the
Oops.
fall.
So you're in the same boat for 2 years?
No, we're actually doing pretty good right now. It just depends what the rest of the winter goes. Make sure you verify that. No.
Jeffrey?
Well, I just heard the city say the same thing 2 nights ago.
No, I just asking about it.
Sorry.
We just ordered 2,000 tons,
Amen.
which would be roughly 120,000. We've got 300,000 in our budget, so unless the winter really goes to hell on us, we should be all right.
Well, they apparently got more backed up.
Yeah.
Is Mark gonna be here?
Yeah, he just came in.
I don't want to have to appoint one of you to take over. Oh, actually, I wouldn't. Marvin would.
I would move to adjourn.
I could do that
Sheriff,
too.
I need to have a movement.
Tomorrow. 1:05.
This one paperless thing has got more papers on my desk somehow. It's good when I get the paper, I'm not sure if I have a file or saved somewhere, so I'm scared to throw it away. But a lot of it's budget stuff, so I can,
Yeah, we're
wow,
almost
this
done
gives
with
me a mess
that.
back here. Apparently the computer's updated. Shut you down. Yeah.
Can they like, if that's not in PDF, can they go in and like add notes on your meetings and stuff?
If it's on the document, the agenda, yes.
Like what they're looking at?
Not on the PDF, not of all these scans, they can't edit,
They
they
can
can
see on there instead of paper.
Okay. You ready, man?
I am.
Uh-oh. I figure I'd turn that off now. All right, we'll call the commission to order. 50 minutes of reports.
I do. I have the county clerk's fees for December. I have recorder of deeds fees. And what you gave me was the city and county economic development update, fourth quarter 2013.
From the chamber. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Do we have any commissioner committee liaison reports or announcements of upcoming meetings and or events? Taste of Jefferson City is this evening.
Yes.
Hopefully everybody can be there on time and stand in the receiving line and shake hands periodically. We have one extra ticket. Maryland had to cancel, so if you know anybody who wants to go, I'm certainly happy to add somebody to that.
Is Christy going? Health?
I don't know. I never heard from her.
Because Marie
No,
usually
she's
stepped
not.
in. Okay, I didn't know if we actually told her
No.
about it or not.
Well, I sent an email out to all department heads and elected officials on it. And tickets are there'll be name badges basically at the door. So if anybody has any ideas or has a desire to go, let me know. Also, tomorrow's radio show.
Tomorrow or Friday.
What day is today? Yeah, Friday is the radio show. Thanks for keeping me honest there.
We had a full week this week.
I'm happy to do it, although you guys can do it if you'd rather. I don't have any preference. I cannot do the one in February at all. So, and that's actually, oh, wait a sec. The one in February, I think, is CCAM.
February 7th.
It'll be the 14th. We'll figure it out when that time
I got
comes.
CCAM on the 6th.
Nope,
7th.
CCAM is the 12th, 13th, and 14th.
Yeah, I I had it wrong too.
Yeah.
Okay, I
They
put it
moved it
on
back
the-
a year because they moved it to Columbia.
Yes. Son of. Okay, I'm gonna delete that one. So much media.
Because we're doing our budget.
Oh, okay.
Okay. First item on the agenda is contract. Oh, no, we can't do that. We got the agenda all messed up here. I'm going to apologize to everyone in advance. We have the agenda all messed up. So the first item on the agenda is the public hearing on the 2014 budget. Because if we don't approve the budget, we can't do any of the other stuff on the agenda today. So I will open the public hearing on the 2014 budget. It has been advertised in the newspaper for the requisite period of time. Has been available to the public. Anyone who has any comments, discussion items, anything regarding the 2014 county budget, the floor is open.
Hear none? I'm just
Going once? Going twice? I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing on the 2014 budget.
So moved.
Or does this mean that we're not going to have any further discussion on the budget?
And that means there's no public comment on it. So,
Second.
I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing on the 2014 budget. Please call roll.
Jeff,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
and Mark.
Yes, by roll call vote, the public hearing is closed. Next item, therefore, becomes budget discussion. Are there any items to discuss regarding the 2014 budget before we adopt it? Anyone?
Are we going to discuss the assessor's issue with the city?
This came to light Friday, I think, with the assessment fund, and my question was about the $45,000 that we had budgeted for revenue coming from the city. Jill received a call from the city on a contract that was sent to them. So I will let Jill take it from there, I guess.
Well, are we, Chris, the reason we understand, we got a call from the city Thursday, I think, that you had sent down a new contract to them. And they're raising some concerns about that. And the question that the reason we want to have you up here is we just want to get a confirmation. If they don't agree to that contract, are we still going to anticipate getting the $45,000? Is that what it is currently we get from the city?
I'm not aware yet, actually. The last time that contract was written was 2000, and between 2000 and 2013, our costs have gone up quite a bit and per parcel, and they're paying, I think, $2.75 per parcel, and our costs are almost, they've gone from about 22 to about $30 per parcel. So we're well overdue to get an increase in that contract.
The concern we simply had was it's a budget, it's a revenue item that goes in the budget, and if they walk away and don't, I mean, does the existing contract just roll over?
It has been,
So they would have to take affirmative action to terminate it?
yes.
So there's no reason to take it out of the budget at this point, right? I mean, unless they make an affirmative statement to terminate.
Right.
Correct. And then I contacted Mayor Strump about 8 months ago, let me know that this would be coming forward. I dropped off a copy down there last week, and I advised him I could let the know for Eric to get a hold of me if he had any questions or wanted any discussion. I hadn't heard from him.
I think we got a call from Drew, who's, as you know, the acting city administrator and also their city attorney. I think that's how it came to our attention. So I just want to make sure we're not going to lose.
You can't hear me?
I just want to make sure we're not going to lose the revenue before we approve the budget, because if that's the reason we wanted to have the discussion. So we anticipate that revenue minimum will stay the same, and if they agree to something different, it would increase.
I would anticipate that's correct.
Okay.
So it's just asking for more money, or what was the deal? It said something about an increase in salary, extra retirement. What's the deal with that stuff? Is that what it
It
said?
also had.
Was that in the first?
No.
Is the original contract provide for salary and
No,
retirement
it
for you?
did not.
Okay.
I added that in there to make it more in line with what the collector's contract has with the city.
Does collector's contract have salary and,
Yeah, but it's
and retirement?
statutory.
Mine's statutory.
Oh, is it?
As is mine, 50.332.
503. Is that just the
It's in the
county
contract.
contracting statute?
Pardon?
That's just the regular county contracting
That's
statute,
correct.
right? Okay.
Any services provided by the county to the city can be charged, which is how we get the 45,000 to start with.
So if the city just says they're not going to sign it and do nothing,
Then we keep the
it same.
45,000, nothing changes.
Or if they say
Then we'll stay
we
at
don't wanna
that
do
for
anything,
now until,
They want to cancel the old one, they can.
but they'd have to take action, like Mark said. So
Yeah, then they would actually have to do something.
I'd just leave the 45 in there, and then if they
That's my inclination.
do something, we can make an adjustment then.
Any disagreements with that?
Did he talk like they was going to do anything different, or just going to not sign that?
He left it at they were not inclined to sign this new one, they didn't want to agree to that, and he hasn't said anything more.
Well, I mean, it'd be nice to have extra revenue, but on the other hand, I don't want to lose what we got, right? So,
that's true. Basically, that contract is the county does all the assessment for the city, and that's what that covers. The city could actually do their own assessments, but they contract with the county for those services. So, the services we provide to the city in the last 14 years, the cost has gone up on that quite a bit, and I see no reason why some of that shouldn't be passed on to the city, since some of the expenses that I have that come from the city have been increased also, like for the GIS fund. We've got to have a balance somewhere there.
okay. Well, and I mean, the personal compensation, the personal retirement stuff was kind of, I think also, I mean, that was the question Jeff was raising, because I don't think that's in the existing contract, and it's a little different than.
Yeah, that is not in the original contract, no. I added that in there to make it more in line with the contract that the collector has with the city.
So would that give-
I object to that being portrayed that way. First off, my original the contract, the city and the county developed prior to my ever becoming collector, plus the statutes call for the $3,000. It's specifically in the statutes what the collector receives for that. And that was put in place back when Skip Rich was collector. That was not changed in my contract with the city at all. We increased the amount going to the county. I have put nothing in that contract to benefit me. The collector's contract remains the same as it always has as far as what compensation goes to the collector. It's $3,000, and it says that in the statutes. It's nothing I had anything to do with at all. I did not put it in there.
You get retirement out of it too?
I have no idea what it does, because it all goes to all goes to the county, and the county handles that. So
It went to the Court of Appeals and it's a case.
that developed from a lawsuit that Skip Rich had with the county back in
that
the
case, okay.
way back
will
when.
Will this basically the new one give Chris a raise, or the assessor a raise?
There's no
Or is it just
statutory-
putting 5,000 towards his salary into general fund or to the assessment fund?
Well,
How is it?
Larry has a specific statute that absolutely.
No, I'm just talking about the one that Chris submitted to them.
RSMO
That would have been to
50.332.
him personally, along with it.
Yeah, I looked at that statute. That's just the general contracting statute. It says that if the county provides services, or county officer provides services, that they can be paid for those services, and that it can be in addition to existing compensation. But I thought when we became first class, they changed some of that, and it provided that elected officials can no longer get outside compensation for doing their services.
Well, my understanding from the state tax.
Which is why the money that you get goes to the county as opposed to a W-2 to Larry Vincent.
I'm not aware of a particular statute that says that, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know of any other statutes besides the collectors that sets a personal compensation amount for any duties performed by that.
I mean, that's how it used
elected official.
to always be that way. In the past, elected officials got paid.
Well, my understanding.
Collector, assessor, there was Public
all
administrator, they were all getting, they either got commissioner fees, one of the two, yeah.
Yeah, and in '97, when we became first class, you all had to vote on that.
Mhm.
Like the public administrator, she went to a salary base versus fee, so that was decided when we became first class, so.
Just as a clarification, I never meant to insinuate that it was something that Larry put in there. That contract, that's been in that contract for
Yeah, it's an old
as long as I
contract.
can remember. I didn't mean that Larry put it in there, but it is in the contract.
Yeah, no, it is in the original contract. That's what I think we were all clear on that. Okay, well, I mean, it sounds like the revenue's still there, so we should not be altering the budget to adjust for it. Any other discussion on the 2014 budget? And Chris, thank you for coming up and helping us with that. Appreciate it.
Can I ask Chris one more question? Chris, I know you sent up your assessment plan for the next 2 years. Does that have to be approved before our budget's approved, or anything to that detail? I thought it had to be in before the end of, I'm sorry, I thought it had to be in before the end of the year, but,
Yes, I turn it into the tax commission and you before the end of the year. You have until February to make any alterations that you choose to.
okay. So we're gonna
Okay.
wait.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it, Chris. All right, is there anything further on the 2014 budget? Hearing nothing. I entertain a motion to approve the final budget for 2014.
Second.
A motion second to approve the final budget for 2014. Any discussion? Hearing none. Please call the roll, Betty.
Chris?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, by a roll call vote, the 2014 budget is approved. Debbie, you'll arrange for copies to be
That's,
distributed to everyone.
We doing
And
hard
letter.
copies, or we just doing?
well, I just give the departments their copy of their budget. The whole budget will actually be online by the end of today in our system, and we can print it out, or we can put it on our website too. I guess we should put it on the website for the public again.
We also have a group, as a component of approval of the budget, there's a group of memorandums of understanding with the county clerk, the prosecuting attorney, the recorder of deeds. There's two of them with recorder of deeds. Is that correct? And these are the same as last year? Same as we've approved in the past? Except for one of them went down?
Yes, except for the prosecutor decided not to fund the one part-time attorney.
Okay. So we have 4 memorandums of understanding. I entertain a motion to approve those memorandums of understanding.
So moved.
Second. Thought you said that the prosecutor was not going to fund a part-time and a full-time.
Right, different from last year. He never funded the full-time from last year.
Okay.
So from last year, the difference is the one part-time. I did submit it for the one full-time and one part-time for this year. Yesterday, he said he did not want to fund those two. So,
did we leave those in his budget? Or?
no, I took them out.
Okay. Motion is second to approve the memorandums. Call roll, please.
Chris?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Yes, by roll call vote, the 4 memorandums as announced are approved. Okay. That, I believe, unless somebody tells me otherwise, concludes the approval of the 2014 budget and the ancillary items, correct?
Yeah.
Miss Debbie? I hope that goes to, sorry, you guys sign those. And the second page, too.
If you guys want to wait for a second, I'll put this letter in your envelope and you can take it.
Okay, next item on the agenda. Contract approval and bid award, Business 50 West Improvements Project. Eric? Microphone?
I sent you the bid tabs and a copy of the contract yesterday. Do you have that in front of you?
I had bid tabs.
The email, yeah.
Okay, you got the email? Okay.
I don't know that did it have the copy of the contract
I
attached?
did, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did it? Okay.
We opened bids on this about 2.5 weeks ago. Biggest project the county's ever bid, and scheduled to award. We had the base bid of $3,419,326.36. We had an alternate for a Greenway Trail along a portion of the project, and that bid came in at $79,628.85 for a total amount of $3,498,955.21. This is under our estimate, the engineer's estimate. We've talked to and worked with Jefferson City Parks and Recreation Department. Bill Lockwood is here representing them. Initial discussions back a few months ago was that they would be interested in continuing the Greenway Trail portion of the project to the east for the whole length of the north part of the project. Just some preliminary estimates on what that extra would cost is about $76,000, and they've agreed unanimously, the Parks Commission has, to support that and pay that portion of it.
Okay.
So they would be a cooperative partner in this project. And so I recommend, the Public Works Department recommends that we award the contract for the total amount plus the alternate for $3,498,955.21 to the low bidder, which is Don Schneiders Excavating Company, a local contractor, and I have spoken with them about their bid and how they feel about it. As we know, it was a little bit substantially under the next low bid, and they're very happy with everything and don't have any issues with it, even though there was a little bit of difference there. And so, like I said, we recommend award in that contract amount to Don Schneiders Excavating Company, and I would entertain any questions or comments that you might have.
All right. Any questions or comments?
What was it? $3,498,000 is the one.
Yeah, $3,498,955.21.
I've got that page, and what was our total budgeted amount for the project itself?
We had $3.6 million.
Okay, so even with the alternate in there, we're still under
We're still
the
about
budget.
under the budget, and that was the pre-budget. I mean, we've added contingency in the budget now for about $3.8 million. But our budget back in August was 3.6, so we came in just under that, and so we're really happy with how it all came to fruition.
That was just my question. If we were under
Yeah.
our budgeted amount.
That was the
for
big
it.
thing with adding the alternate, and make sure we
Right.
still came in under budget.
Yep. Thank you.
The completion time's December 15.
December 15th, if you remember, we had some discussion about there's a liquidated damage, or there's also a liquidated saving in there. They could earn up to a $30,000 bonus if they come in as much as 15 days ahead of schedule. That would benefit us to have them do that. I mean, this is it's a big project. It's going to be a challenge to get done by the 15th, so if they put forth the effort to get done ahead of time, it's a benefit to us and worth the investment of the bonus.
Is that 30,000 incentive? Is that over and above that 3.498?
Yeah, that would be above whatever the final contract amount is.
And can you explain, just for me again, just how far the Greenway portion of that trail is going to go? I know it's going from Binder to Pioneer Trail.
The Greenway, the alternate that we added,
Yes.
goes from South Binder Lake Road, which is essentially Binder Park, the turnoff to that, up to Pioneer Trail Drive. We did not have any sidewalk or anything on that section of road.
Okay.
Now, we did have sidewalk running from Pioneer Trail to the east to Gateway Drive, but it was
Okay.
just sidewalk. Parks and Rec, they would add an additional 3 foot for Greenway width for that section of road, or that section of sidewalk, and then also build where we didn't have sidewalk in the original plan from actually Dollar General just east of Gateway Drive to the far east project limit, which would
Okay.
be at South Country Club, or Country Club Drive.
So will Greenway pretty much run the total project limits to South Binder Lake?
The total project
Except,
limit,
except to the west. I mean, it'll stop there.
it'll stop at South Binder Lake,
Okay.
which captures the whole area, gets a good connection to the park, and like I said, Parks and Recreation Commission was unanimously in favor of doing that.
That's great. Well,
So it's a good investment for the money, the price, and all that. It's a really good investment.
appreciate you guys doing that, Bill. I think that'll be a good project. So,
Thank you. I'll just clarify one thing. This was presented to the park commission at our meeting last month, and the concept was generally agreed to at that time, and unanimous support for it after the bid open is based on a telephone poll. We actually meet next Tuesday. We'll have to formally approve it at our meeting at that time. I'm assuming we'll have prepared some sort of agreement between the commission and you all to finally execute.
Yeah, I assume that would just be, you all would write us a check for whatever that amount is, and we'll get it done. Yeah.
Conversation with Drew and them, what we're looking to do in an agreement similar to what we did with I guess it's the Westview project.
And also the Rainbow Hills Stormwater.
Yeah,
Hunters Run
when we did the sewer improvements, yeah.
While we were in there and had the street for we did those improvements, maybe similar to that.
I would also add, as it relates to the completion date, this additional greenway work for Parks and Rec is not included in that. We'll have to negotiate a way to, deal with both parts of that. I got some ideas, and we'll work that out with the contractor and keep you all informed as to what we decide.
Probably not that many people walking down there in December anyway. December's like it's been lately.
So that won't be part of substantial completion.
Right.
Okay.
Since it's an add-on after the fact, we couldn't really bid in an unknown, and
Sure.
so it's the fairest way to do that with the contractor.
It's outside the street. What our concern was getting the street done enough to where we didn't have to worry about plowing the snow.
Okay.
So, we can work it, like Eric said, we can work this out and get it to where we can, that's mutually agreeable to both sides.
Have we set up a preliminary meeting for the business owners and stuff,
We will
residents down there?
Not yet. We will have, before they start the project,
Okay.
Preliminary public meeting, informational type meeting, open house type meeting with anybody that would like to attend. The contractor will be present for that. It's written in the contract that they have to be a part of that whole meeting process.
We've also established a mailing list, email, where we can send out blank emails, giving them what we're going to be doing that week and that type of stuff. So we really took into account trying to keep the people informed down there on this job.
Okay.
No surprises, hopefully. I'm sure it's gonna
It's
be
always
fun.
surprises.
They'll appreciate that, I'm
But
sure.
hopefully we'll have a way to deal with them in a
What
good
do-
manner.
Has Don Sneeders said anything about potential start date? I mean, are they ready to go, or?
Just initial, not directly, but just initial discussions was, as early as they can get going in February. All weather dependent, obviously.
Sure.
So,
Correct. Okay. Any other questions regarding the Business 50 project? Thanks, sir. All right. Hearing none. That's good.
what are you doing to me?
I'd entertain a motion to approve the.
OCP people don't appreciate that kind of stuff. Now it's all messed
I'll
up.
clean it up
I can't
later.
concentrate now. All right.
Just do what I tell you. That'll solve the concentration problem. I entertain a motion to award the contract to Don Schneers Excavating Company with alternate one and approve the contract therefore for the Business 50 West improvements.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion second. Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, by a roll call vote, the project is approved, contract is awarded. I think that's going to be good for that part of the community. Long time coming, too. Long time coming. Okay, here you go, Eric. I guess actually goes to you, Betty. Sorry. Thank you. All right. Next item on the agenda is 2014 whether or not contract.
We've got the contract here, whether or not we've been using for a long time now. They've been a good service for us. We use it in conjunction with the local weather forecast. They've been a big asset. They did propose, our contract with them last year was $14,640. It's been that for several years now. They've asked for a 3% increase, which would raise it $15,072, of which the city will pay half. We'll pay the other half. Our share would be $7,536.
Okay.
It was
You have a
basic-
contract?
Yes.
Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, basically, this service just helps us eliminate some overtime instead of having people sitting around waiting for where they're coming in and,
It's pretty handy. They've got
Yeah.
me signed up.
Yeah.
to-
yeah, and
It works, too.
it seems to be a lot more accurate than what you see on TV and stuff, so.
In all fairness to the weather stations, or the TV stations, the radio stations, they give it for their broadcast area. What we get here is just for Cole County. They can put it down within an hour or so when the precipitation is going to start and stop, which is a big benefit for us, especially startup. We're not having crews in there waiting. We can tell them when they go home, hey, we're probably going to call you at 1 o'clock in the morning to start, and we know when to finish. You know, like this last storm, we knew when the snow was going to stop, so we just put a little material down first, and then we pushed the rest of the time, and then after we knew it was done, we were able to come in and do our pushbacks and put additional materials down. So it's a big asset to us.
All right. I entertain a motion to approve the weather not services contract.
So moved.
Second.
Call a roll, please.
Chris,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
and Mark.
Yes. By roll call vote, the weather not contracts approved. All right. Here you go. Benny. Another one for you. All right. Excuse me. Lafayette Street RFQ proposals. Do you have a question there, Chris?
Well, I thought we were going to talk about these before we sign these.
So those are not contracts. Those
Okay.
are our letters to the various entities saying it's in the budget. You need to submit a request to us for it along with contract and services, and then we
Okay.
take it up and debate
Okay.
it.
But there was still 4 or 5 that we did not send that even to.
It's kind of a notice. Hey, we put money in. You need to contact us if you want to get it,
And we're telling them how much that's in there.
which is
Okay.
public record. So.
All right.
Okay, sorry.
It's all right.
Lafayette Street RFQ proposals. Okay. Are we working?
Yes.
Okay.
Did we only get 2 of these back?
We only got 2 back.
That's all we received.
How many did we send out?
We mailed to 3, and then we posted and did all that. But I think that the reason we got very few back partly is the fact we did a pretty short turnaround,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to a.
We only wanted 2 pages.
I like these. I like this a lot better than those like 60-page books we get. And because it's a architectural service, the one thing you'll see that's not in here is the cost, because they've got that statute passed that says you're not allowed to select an architect
Based on
cost. So what you do is you pick one of the 2, and then you negotiate with them. If you can't reach an agreement, then you go to the second one. So really, I think our question is, which one of the 2 do we want to negotiate with?
I know Bob had been working with Arcturus on some preliminary stuff. Bob Gilbert.
Right. I think he had said, and Russ Vollmer, who's the Arcturus guy, is from here.
Mhm.
So
Who we got picked today?
if we can, then all we do is negotiate. I mean, this isn't
Well, I
entering
didn't-
into a contract. It's really just selecting one to negotiate with. And we can always push it off next week. We just want to try to keep the ball rolling since.
Yeah, I don't have, I didn't look at it real close, so, but I would be inclined to probably go with the one that's from around here.
Well, where is
If we wanna move.
Daryl Abernathy? That name sounded familiar. He was with KDG.
Yeah.
He was their project manager.
I don't recognize the name.
Yeah.
There's Abernathy's around here, but
Yeah. Is this Russ Walmart? Is he just on his own? Just one-man show, or?
No, I think he's the project manager. They've got a whole bunch of, I mean, there's their project team down here,
Okay.
which is 6 different people, and
Okay.
I think Arcturus is actually a pretty decent sized company. Dallas, Houston, and St. Louis.
I mean,
My inclination is to go with Arcturus, 'cause, you know, the design engineers have some working relationship with them. I think as far as qualifications go and looking at their various information they've submitted, you know, I can't tell you one's better than the other.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
So, and having somebody that has an actual tie to the community is kind of nice to have.
Mhm.
Maybe gives them a little feel for what we're interested in.
I'm good.
Jeff, what do you think?
I agree. I was inclined to go with them, give them a shot. With Russ having ties to the area, so.
Then I'd entertain a motion to select Arcturus to enter into negotiations with the understanding if we can't reach an agreement, we would fall back to KDG.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Yes.
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 Okay. Our roll call vote, that's approved. That is, holy
Done?
cow. Really? Oh, I thought I was going to be here all morning. Anybody else got anything to come before the commission? Jeff, you got an update?
Yeah, when we start looking at that, there's some different ideas for doing that basement.
Okay.
And I don't know. Instead of putting public administrator over here,
Mm-hmm.
it's less room. Put GIS over there. There's more room here for public admin. When Greg and I was going through it, there's just a bunch of different ideas.
Okay.
So I didn't know how many different changes. I know.
Well, I would suggest if we're looking at ideas, what we should do is we should get, and Marilyn's already here, we should get Eric up here. We should get Dale and Melissa up here, and Greg, and just kind of all sit down in a commission meeting and kind of walk through them.
That's what I was gonna kind of throw out there. Do we want to get everybody that's going to be involved, sit around the table, get some ideas,
And probably need the sheriff on that one too, just because, I mean, it does tie into the back part where the Sally Port is. So.
yeah, and there's already a door there, so
We're talking about reconfiguring the main floor.
it should actually help the public administrator because anybody that's handicapped can come down through the
Elevator right into
elevator
the office.
and then come right into the office through the door, be let in. So I think if we're going to do this, we need to probably look at where we want to be in 5 years or
Yeah.
10 years with it. And you know, Marilyn, you may not run the next time, so we want your input on it, though, how it would work for your office. So, and how to best utilize the space down. So, all right, I'll try to get that together then.
Okay, thank you. Any other items to come before the commission? No?
I'd come up with something.
Anyone? Going once? Going twice? I entertain a motion to stand in recess.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye, opposed, motion carries. Thank you all very much. The one on the desk.
I'll be there. Should be there at 5 tonight, or even earlier.
Yeah, I try to get there about 4:30 a day. Particularly with
probably-
the weather forecast. With the weather forecast for tonight, there may be people there early.